Godzilla fans, get excited! Ahead of you lies a whole bunch of content for the King of the Monsters. 2 new movies, a live-action TV show, and the thing that has me bursting with excitement the most, pinball! End of the day, if you want more Godzilla, well, the next couple of years are going to be a good time for ya. Now, outside of the big cinema productions, one Godzilla project that has come out of nowhere to get me excited is Godzilla Here There Be Dragons. A brand new Godzilla story that will focus on blending the Godzilla franchise with an era of time where humans had begun to conquer the world's oceans. Now I get it, you may not be into comics, but I'm going to tell you why this series is more important than you may think in this video, as well as going over 2 brand new cover art images for this series that have some amazing looks at, of course, the Big G-Man. And also revealing some guest monsters that will be showing up in the series. You're gonna see some familiar faces, so make sure to stick around so you can find out who. So go ahead and give this video a like if you love Godzilla and pirates, and let's get to it. Alright, I know you want to see the new images, and don't worry, we will get there soon. But I wanted to first give you all some of my thoughts about Here There Be Dragons and why you should be interested in it. I'd say it's safe for me to assume most of you have seen at least one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, right? One of my personal favorite set of movies, and they have a Kraken, which is nearly a kaiju in its own right. Now those are just movies. But back between the years 1400 and 1700 roughly, countless brave explorers got in their wooden ships and set sail across our ginormous oceans. And this all connects to the Godzilla franchise, so hear me out. Time and time again, these sailors would return from their voyages with stories of great sea monsters, capable of destroying entire warships in a matter of minutes. Over the centuries, these stories would be told time and time again, eventually leading us to go and create our own stories even today. But back then, these were more than stories for fun and entertainment. People were downright terrified of the oceans, and for good reason. So I was fortunate enough to actually go whale watching last year. And I have to say, after being in the presence with those immense creatures, out there in the middle of the ocean with no sign of land on either side, with the water being this creepy-ish dark color, almost looking black, yeah, it was a little freaky. I remember thinking to myself, like, damn, these things are like living monsters. And these sort of encounters were likely where many of our old stories like that of the Kraken came to be. Just an exaggerated sailor's tale after he had one too many bottles of rum and had the sun melt his brain away a little bit. But as kaiju and Godzilla fans, we have to, in a way, thank these people. If it wasn't for their experiences and stories, then there's a good chance that monster stories as we know them today may not have even come to exist. Certainly Godzilla, who we all know is a monster that comes from deep within the ocean. And that is why this Godzilla and Pirates, or I guess more accurately described Godzilla and Sailor story, has already caught more than my interest.
Now you have my attention.
So let's get to this first image, which is just an epic picture of Godzilla. Which, we're kaiju fans, so like that's always going to be a win for us, right? Alright, put this thought in your heads real quick. Imagine you're a sailor singing a sea shanty, catching a buzz on some rum, and just enjoying yourself. Suddenly, freaking Godzilla bursts out from underneath your ship, and you're just left being like, simply an amazing piece of art this is right here. There's not much really to cover or explain for you all, but just look at it. It's freaking cool. This is a true to the book's design for Godzilla, but still manages to capture an appearance that looks new to me at least. Tell me what you think. But I doubt this will be the final art used throughout the series, and this next image may be what tells us why. Now this is another cover art image that was revealed shortly after the one we just took a look at, and you can quickly tell that it's not the same style of art. Now that doesn't mean much of anything. This is simply another artist's take on this story that will be used as a variant of cover art and potential bonus art to add in the comic. Artist Inaki Miranda will be doing all of the actual art for this series, and after taking a quick look at his work, I think we're in good hands, literally. So if you're curious to know what Godzilla will actually look like in this comic, well, here you go. Inaki himself shared this. Looks like we're getting a Final Wars Goji. Now back to the cover art. while it may not accurately display how the comic will look. It does confirm to us that classic Toho monsters are definitely going to appear in the series. We have Anguirus. If only the Monsterverse gave our boy the respect he deserves. Hey, make sure and stomp that subscribe button if you haven't already for Anguirus. Dude deserves better, right? There's Mothra doing her thing. This is the wing of Rodan. Breaking stuff there, I know. Nice to see one of the lesser known monsters, Baragon, making an appearance in this comic as well. And I actually almost missed these two, but right below Mothra you can see what's clearly Gigan's sickle blade and what I assume is part of Ghidorah's wing in the back there. Now I already assumed that these monsters would be showing up in the series, thanks to a bit of art that was already revealed for the series. But at that point it was simply just guessing. Now with all of them on the cover here, this is about as close as you can get to full-on confirmation that we will see these poor sailors have to deal with a lot more than just Godzilla in this story. We know that this story will follow one singular path, and won't be a combination of very different stories like that of my favorite Godzilla comics, Godzilla in Hell and Godzilla Rage Across Time. But I do believe that each story should give us a brand new monster or set of monsters for the human characters to come in contact with. And that should be more than enough to keep this series entertaining and high quality all the way through. But real quick, let me know which of these monsters you are most excited to see in Godzilla Here There Be Dragons. As always, this has been Jacob, and thank you for showing up in Dangerville today. And don't forget to go, take a look at our merch here down below, yeah. So guys, if you feel I earned it, please share this video around to help the kaiju start to get back on the trending side of things again on the old interwebs. Judging from our recent news video, a lot of you guys don't even know that the Monsterverse is still going. We blame Legendary on that one, but it is, so get excited. There's a lot to get kind of hyped for, more than just Godzilla as well. We have the new Gamera series, and there's just tons of good stuff coming out in the future. It won't be long before us kaiju fans get the content we deserve, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.